What's up, Giant fans? Um, I don't know how to take this game. First, I apologize for my appearance. I'm looking a little scroungy today, so pardon me on that. Um, I don't know what to make of this game. Um, I know Washington has a good defense. They got a good front seven. Um, Maybe one of the best in the league with Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. Montez Sweat didn't play. Chase Young didn't play. And we tied. We tied the Washington Commanders. Let's put that in perspective. In the fourth quarter, with the game on the line, the Giants dropped two interceptions. Not one, but two. Daniel Jones couldn't complete a pass on third down. They couldn't complete a pass on third down in the second half. And we tied the Commanders. This is no shade on Washington, but the Giants should have won this game. And they should have won this game, period. Whether it was 3 points, 7 points, they should have won this game. You had missed tackles on the touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson. It was a sick spin move, but there was 3 blown tackles on that touchdown play. Samuel, the Giants got the Commanders backed up deep. What happens? Samuels burns them for a 17-yard pass play with Taylor Heineke. I don't know what to say. I mean, their secondary sucks. The Giants' secondary is horrid. And now you don't have Adoree Jackson. Hopefully, he'll be back when the Giants play the Commanders again in 2 weeks. I don't think he's going to be back in the Philadelphia game. And that's going to be really ugly. Because you're talking about Fabian Moreau and all of these other bums. Xavier McKinney ain't playing because of the hand injury. He suffered during the bye with the ATV accident. Hopefully he'll be back in the Washington Commander game. The way the Eagles look today against the Titans, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, I think you could basically say they're going to crush the Giants next week. And to me, beating Philadelphia is more important than beating Washington, because I hate Philadelphia. I can't stand them. But Daniel Jones, brother, I mean, the dude's a professional athlete. And when you look at him, I mean, he has all the tools. 6'4", 6'5", 220 pounds, got a strong arm, can make all the throws, but it's just not there. You just can't depend on him. And the Giants did, the fan base is talking about Odell. Odell ain't coming back here. He's not coming back here to play with Daniel Jones. Put it this way. Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott. I mean, Odell is a giant, and they say once a giant, always a giant. But Daniel Jones or Dak Prescott? Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, or Josh Allen? Why would Odell come back here? And what Odell are you getting? Are you getting the Odell that was on his way to Super Bowl MVP? Or are you just getting a name now because of 2 ACL injuries? You know? Now, let's remember, it's 2 ACLs on the same knee. He hasn't performed the medical for the Giants, as I know of as of yet. So what Odell are you getting? Or are you just getting a name? The Giants had no Kenny Golladay today due to illness. Darius Slayton dropped a wide open pass that could have put us in field goal range and won the game in regulation. I don't know. I don't know. I like I said, I don't know what to say or what to think about this game, but there's definitely some changes that have to be made. We need another quarterback. Period. Excuse me. It was good to see Azeez Ojulari back. The future is looking good with him and Kayvon Thibodeau both coming off of the edge. I was pleasantly surprised with that. But the secondary, bro. I mean, their secondary is horrid. Horrid. They can't stop anybody. They let Taylor Heineke throw for almost 300 yards. I believe he had 267 and 2 touchdowns. Their secondary is I don't even have a word for it. Their secondary is really, really horrible. They're trying to get Micah McFadden some plays and get him into the rotation. Jalen Smith, he's not what he was. And he's not what he was before the knee injury and before he got drafted by the Cowboys. And remind you, this is his second stint with the Giants. I think they're just playing him because he knows he's a downhill thumper and he's comfortable playing that way under Wink Martindale. But he's not the answer, for Blake Martinez. We need a quarterback. We need a wide receiver. And we need a stud corner. A stud corner. There's some good ones coming out in the draft. A lot of people have the Giants slotted to select Kelly Ringo, who's a long corner, good speed, good hands. But we need a good corner to pair with Adoree Jackson. Period. Cordero Flott, he's a decent nickel. I like Darnay Holmes better. But Cordero Flott is a good backup. But we definitely need a bona fide number one receiver. A guy that could come in with size, speed, play the ball at its highest point, and create mismatch problems. We don't have that. I understand Wan'Dale Robinson is hurt, but Wandale Robinson's a gadget player. I understand Sterling Shepard is hurt, but he's on his second ACL. I don't expect him to be back with the Giants. Maybe, maybe not, but I don't expect him to be back with the Giants. Darius Slayton is interesting. I think the Giants, after trade talks and him being on the trading block, I think he will return to the Giants next season. Richie James, I'm not too sure about. The kid Hodgkins, he might be back. Kenny Golladay, oh my God. You talk about a waste of money. A waste of money. And let's not forget, these guys are professional athletes, but we're talking about a waste of money here. You know, there is no way with Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. You heard it here first. There is no way conceivable that Kenny Golladay will be in a New York Giant uniform next season. They will take the cap hit. They will do what they have to do because he's non-existent. It's like he's not playing anyway. So what's the purpose? And I remember when he came in with Adoree Jackson and everybody was like, oh my God, we got Kenny Golladay and he's coming from Detroit and he put up all these numbers. Kenny Golladay sucks. He sucks balls. So, what do you do if you're the New York Giants moving forward? Because tying the Washington Commanders is something that I don't think you can do and call yourself a playoff team. No shade to Washington. Like I said before, they got a devastating front four and arguably one of the best front sevens in the league. But the Giants should have won this game. No Chase Young, no Montez Sweat. The Giants should have won this game. So what do you do moving forward? We got Philadelphia next week. Then after that, we got the Commanders again in Washington. Then I believe we have Indianapolis and then Philadelphia and then Dallas. Rough, bro. Rough. I mean, the only game I see we can win is maybe Indy. I don't think we're going to be Washington at home. Chase Young will be back. Montez Sweat will be back. I don't think we're beating Washington at home in 2 weeks. We're definitely not beating Philadelphia next week. So that puts us furthest behind the 8-ball. And let's not forget, the Giants, even though they're 7-4-1, they haven't won a game in the division. So they have no wins in the NFC East. So, you know, people are looking at it as a positive and they're saying, oh, well, the Giants are 7-4-1. They got a winning record and blah, blah, blah. But let's not forget, they have yet to win a game in their division. They have a donut. So, a person like me, who's a Giant fan, I'm already looking at the draft. And to me, I say we pick a corner with our first pick. We I I feel you have to go corner. Have to. I say we go quarterback in the second round. And I say you go linebacker in the third round. You know, I mean, this hurt, bro. This really hurt. You know, I mean, there was no realistic way to catch Philadelphia anyway, but to be 8-4 instead of 7-4-1 is a big deal. Is a big deal. Especially when I don't think they're going to beat Washington in 2 weeks. You know. So you could say that after the Washington game in 2 weeks, the Giants can be what? 0-5 in the NFC East? 0-5. There is no way in hell you can pay Daniel Jones franchise quarterback money and you can't win your own division game. Well, not win your own division, but win games in your own division. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. And that's what people are overlooking. They're like, oh, well, you know, he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to and blah, 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 and this and that. Great players find ways to win games. Daniel Jones finds ways to lose games. Daniel Jones finds ways to keep the opponent in the game. That's not what we need. That's not what we need. We got one of the best players in the league when healthy in Saquon Barkley. And we're basically burning his years with Daniel Jones at quarterback. I think we need to scrap it, bring in a rookie, let him take his lumps and bumps and bruises, but at least we'll have a future. We don't have a future with Daniel Jones, bro. We just don't. And I hate to say it because I like the guy. He's a professional's professional. He plays hurt, you know, but it's something just not clicking. And once again, getting back to the Odell situation, is Odell going to make Daniel Jones that much better? Really? I don't think so. You know, Odell could come in if he's healthy and he can arguably be the number one option, but he's got Daniel Jones throwing him the ball. Who would you rather have? Daniel Jones, Dak, or Josh Allen? Like I said before. This one hurt. This one really hurt. If you're a Giant fan and you watch this game, this really hurt. They got guys that they're bringing from the practice squad, guys that haven't played an NFL game in the secondary running around, you know, looking confused. It was just horrible. It was horrible to watch them play. I mean, other than our defensive line with Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau had a hell of a game again, back-to-back weeks, because he had a hell of a game against Dallas, in my opinion. Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams. Other than that, who do we have? Who do we have? You know, and then there's plays where the Giants are dropping arguably one of our best pass rushers in Kayvon Thibodeau. They're using him in coverage because our secondary sucks. When we play Philly next week, man, I'm going to be an unhappy camper because we are going to get roasted. Roasted. Did you see what Jalen Hurts did today against the Titans? And we squeaked by the Titans. And that was in the beginning of the season. We squeaked by them. Jalen Hurts was a one-man band and blew them out of the water. And now he's going up against the Giants secondary. You don't think he's licking his chops with no Adoree Jackson? Oh my goodness. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be really ugly. The Giants have one way to win this game, and that's ball control using Saquon Barkley. But, you know, with Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh coming into Philly, and they're in the middle now with Fletcher Cox, it's going to be tough sledding, bro, for Saquon. Tough sledding. You know, if he doesn't get to the second level and beyond, it's going to be hard for the Giants to win that game. But like I said, this was tough. I would have rather have taken a loss than a tie because I don't think we're going to be Washington in 2 weeks. And I definitely don't think we're going to be Philadelphia next week. So, you say the Giants can be 7-1. That's rough. When you say they started the season, what was it, 6-1? That's rough, bro. That's rough. But, you know, like I said, you know, they got to go corner, I feel, in the first round. Take a quarterback in the second round. And then take a linebacker that can cover and can go sideline to sideline in the third round. And then best player available from fourth round to seventh round. But and wide receiver, because we definitely need help there. And I don't know if a 30-year-old Odell Beckham is the answer to our problems. He would help, but he's 30 years old. And he's on the other side of 30. And he's got 2 ACL injuries to the same knee. You know, I don't know, man. But this one really, really hurt if you're a Giant fan. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet this week. Because I know I'm gonna I'm gonna have a lot of ranting and raving next week when we play Philly. I know I'm gonna be hanging from the ceiling. But this one really hurt. Really hurt. We dropped 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter late. Um, it oh God. I don't know. I I might have to go back to wearing the bag over my head. Remember the bag I was wearing when we had Joe Judge? I might have to go back to wearing the bag. That's how bad it is. We came out the gates roaring, and now we're like puppies, you know. And it's no excuses. It's next man up, you know. We traded Kadarius Toney. Wandale Robinson got hurt. Kenny Galladay is a no-show. But Sterling Shepard got hurt. But it's next man up, you know. Daniel Bellinger came back this week. You hope that he's only going to get better. But, you know, he's coming back from an eye injury, a serious eye injury. You know, he had a visor on today, you know, to cover his eyes. You know, so that's serious. And I understand that he was bleeding from his eye, you know. So, you know, hopefully Daniel Bellinger could get his legs underneath him. Hopefully Azeez Ojulari can continue to play well and get his legs beneath him. Hopefully Kayvon Thibodeau can continue to play well, because that offensive line of Philly, they're monsters, bro. Monsters. You know, I think Mulata is like 6'7", 350 pounds. I mean, that's insane. Insane. But it is what it is. So we'll see how it goes. But you know, this was tough. This was really tough. But we'll see what happens. You know, any given Sunday. You know, the Commanders beat the Eagles, so they beat them with ball control, accurate passes, and they kept Philadelphia off the field. So we'll see if the Giants can do the same. On that note, peace, and we'll be back at it next week. Love y'all and God bless.